This is what I was told by my grandfather, and he said a long time ago, our old people depended upon the shunga wakan, the dog, because it was its travois. It was something that they used all the time, was that dog. And before it became domesticated, the First Nations people had to calm it down and look at all its traits and make sure that it was friendly, that it was kind, that it wouldn't do no harm to the other people within the camp. And so when you look at genetics, you're looking at a long history of how our old people used to raise the dogs, because they had to carry big loads in a short span of time or a long time. So the bigger the dog, the better it would carry, right? And so when we think about that and we look at today's dog sleds, we see that. We see how the dogs have muscular legs, muscular chest, and they're strong, they got good wind. And so you combine that with a good male and female, you're gonna have a good dog to be able to pull the sled. And you gotta have it so that way it could listen, it could understand the commands, and it's up to you as a dog owner to be able to have that kind of dog in your team, so that way you know that you will get to wherever you're going with a dog sled in a short amount of time. And so that's why it was so important for our old people to always be playing with the genetics and mutating them, so that way we could have the best. And so that, when I say the best, I also got to talk about the horse, right? And the horses, they came in the 1700s, and they brought a new way of transportation for our people. And a lot of times, the chiefs would look for that same value. They would look at the horse and they would see his chest, and he would look down his back and make sure everything was all awesome. His hindquarters were good, his front legs were good, his calves were good, because them horses were bred to be able to chase the buffalo, and they were used on the warpath. So these horses had to do a lot of work, and so the chiefs knew that. So as a leader, you would be looking at your own horses to make sure that you had the best horses in your tribe, right? And so when the young people used to go out and raid camps, that's what they were looking for. They didn't go just take any old kind of horse. It had to be a good-looking horse, the one that was strong, right? And they was the ones they would take. They never took the old horses. So that's why when we use genetics and we use all these different things to help our people, that's what they were doing. And so when we talk about plants, the plants are the same way. We have three sisters, right? Squash, corn, and pea. And so you think about it, it was only in certain areas that it would grow. It wouldn't grow all over the place. And our own people knew that. So they were bred, the seeds were bred, pollinated by the bees, and they were used in that fashion. So everything that we talk about in the world of science, these are the things that we're talking about. And so when you take a look at how all these different plants came to be, well, the First Nations people did that. They brought the plants here. The same way as today in the school system, we have tobacco, and tobacco is growing in some of our schools. Now, how awesome is that? That's pretty awesome. And we have the young people playing with the genetics, with the tobacco. So all these things, if we take a look throughout the years, what they meant to our people, and today it's still like that. Thank you.